Hello everyone. Okay, so this is going to be my stationery favorites video. This is sort of a fun video I thought I would make for hitting 500 subscribers. Yeah, very exciting. I wasn't yeah, I didn't think I would ever sort of get to that milestone. I've just been doing this for fun in my spare time, and it's really cool that we made it. So if you're here, thank you so much for helping contribute to that. If you have. If you haven't, then don't worry about it. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna sort of go over some of my favorite stationery items, not in any particular order. I literally just threw these together because I was gonna try and film this before my mom got home, but then she's home already. But it's okay. And there's no Mimi joining us today because she decided to go hide in the basement. Mimi is my dog. But yeah, no, she decided to go hide in the basement because my mom came home and she was like, "All right, I don't need to hang out with you anymore." And I was like, "Okay, bye." She'd been asleep on my bed for like the past 2 hours. And then my mom came home, she said hello to my mom, and then went, "Well, I'm going to go steal your brother's bed." And I was like, "All right, bye." Anyway, that doesn't matter, but yeah, let's just get into it. So the first item in my stationery favorites is going to be washi tape, because I've been collecting washi tape since I was in high school, and yeah, I have a rather large collection of it. I have one of those drawers from Michael's that they now sell as washi tape drawers, but I had it before then. They used to market them as like a sunglasses drawer set of drawers, I guess. Or like jewelry. I don't remember, but I got it a million years ago, and I used it to organize my washi. And it is almost full, which is a little embarrassing to admit. But anyway, I just grabbed these ones because this one's one of my favorites, and then this is the newest edition. This is made by Shania, who is a local to me artist, and I just got this at the Asian Heritage Celebration Market in my city. And so I just got this because I thought it was so beautiful, and my mom actually bought it for me because she was getting something else by this artist. I have a few other things from this artist, and I really like her work. But yeah, I got this one. It's really cute. It has some coffee, a bow, some cake. I got it mostly because they had these spirals, and I love spirals. And also this cute little bear and an apple. Yeah, this one is by Paloma the Peach. It has a bunch of tomatoes and stars, and I just think it's really cute. I really like the color scheme. I don't know which way is up, actually. um, but yeah, it's like orangey red and olive greens, which are my favorite greens. So yeah, I just like this one a lot, and it's wider than like the standard washi tape. And then this one is one of my favorites. It's a Yohaku washi tape. As you can see, I've used quite a lot of it. It's by Yohaku, and it is actually, where's the edge? There, okay. It is mostly white, and so like transparent with the beige parts and the black text, and some beige text as well. But I like it because of how neutral it is, so it's really good for layering. So yeah, washi tape is one of my favorites. I have a huge collection of washi, and I've been using it since before I really got into stationery. And by before I got into stationery, I mean, I was an art kid. I was an art student for a long time. And so have collected art supplies for a long time, and I held off on getting into stationery specifically because I knew that I'm autistic. I knew that I would go off the deep end if I sort of like tried to delve into it a little bit, and sure enough I did once I finally gave in. But yeah, I have a large collection of washi tape and I love it so much. So the next category is stickers. I've also always been into stickers. I actually I have like a big um I guess like a Ziploc bag of vinyl stickers that are for like water bottles and sketchbook covers and notebook covers, stuff like that. I have a lot of them. But these ones here are just my journaling stickers, like the Coffee Monsters Co. like sort of emoji stickers. This is actually, these are Hobonichi photograph albums, but I've been using them for the Coffee Monsters Co. and now Mugo Bunny stickers as well. Yeah, so these are all just like the sort of mood stickers that I use. And then in here, this is a Travelers Company passport sized sticker release book, and this one has my other stickers. There's Mugo Bunny in here as well, but these are the ones that are from brands other than the Coffee Monsters Co. And there are some Coffee Monsters Co. in here as well. But yeah, I need to refill this. There's also some washi in here. I need to refill this at some point, but I'm too lazy right now. So yeah, these are all my like planning sort of stickers or journaling stickers, if you will. But then I'm not showing you, I'm not going to go through this, but this is my sort of deco sticker. You can see it's a bit sun bleached over here. But this is my big binder of deco stickers. I have a lot of different brands and artists. Actually, in the back here, this giant one is for seasonal ones. Actually, yeah, seasonal ones. So this is like winter and a little bit of spring, and then this one is also winter apparently, and Halloween, and fall. And then I have these two Moomin ones that are just oversized, they don't really fit. But yeah, I have another sticker binder for smaller sticker sheets, and then I have a Sticky Club one that's kind of like more narrow. But yeah, I have a lot of stickers, and yeah, I love stickers. I've always loved stickers, especially as a kid. But yeah, so these are mostly for like decorating, and these are for like specific moods. But yeah, so stickers are another favorite stationery item. I have a lot of them. And of course, what would my channel be without fountain pens? I love fountain pens. Fountain pens are probably obviously one of my favorite stationery items, probably my favorite stationery item. So this is my fountain pen case that I also love. This is also a favorite. This is a Superior Labor Wonder Pens collab. It's the pen wallet case, I believe. I use this to house my fountain pens most months, especially like right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you count my drawing pen. I have 6 pens inked up, and usually if I have another case that if there's only 3 pens, I use that. But right now I have 6 pens. This one actually doesn't live in here. This one lives on my desk, on a wooden, sort of a wooden pen holder. But I, I feel bad saying this, but this is probably my favorite pen. This is a Pro Gear Slim in Sakura Mochi. It is a fine nib that's been tuned, and it writes so beautifully. It's probably my favorite right now, and I feel bad saying that because it makes me feel like I'm neglecting my other pens, which doesn't make sense. They're not real, or they are real, but they're not alive, you know what I mean? But I have the particular flavor of neurodivergence where I assign feelings to or not assign, I think that my things have feelings, and it makes me feel guilty about it. So yeah, this has 3 pen slots, and then it's pretty squeaky. It always is, but like I never realize it until I'm on film. But it's supposed to be a wallet as well. I've never used it as a wallet. I just use it as a pen case. But I have my 2 Twisbees in here. I have my Kaweco Sport, and then I have my Sailor Compass in here. Yeah. So yeah, I love fountain pens. And then I brought this over as well. This is my Galen Leather 10 pen case. This is where I hold all my pens that are not inked. They're clean, they're in here. I just bought my mom one of these as well for Mother's Day. She had eyed it when we were at Blesket getting our glow pens, and I was like, no, you don't need that. And then I got it for her. Hee hee. I put this sticker on it by Nicole Josephine, who is a sweetheart and a local artist to me. And so I don't know if I'm just gonna show you what's in here at the moment. Yeah, here is like my other favorite pen. This is a Pro Gear in the a Sailor Pro Gear in afternoon tea. Um, this is my other favorite pen, but I haven't been using it because it's a medium nib and it's like a 21 karat gold nib, so it's quite broad. Well, not broad, but like it's quite juicy. And so I've been liking the fine, which is so weird for me because all of these are mediums, and I've been swapping them out slowly for fines. I put a fine in this. I put a fine on this. Yeah, very strange for me. My one qualm with this case is that this gets caught in the zipper a lot. But otherwise it works fine. Like you see this little shred, I guess. That came because this gets caught in the zipper. But otherwise, I've heard other people complain about that particular fact, and that is annoying, but like other than that, it's honestly such a good pen case for me. Since we were talking about pens, I wanted to talk about my favorite dip pens. So this is the Sailor Hokuro dip pen in medium. Does it say Sailor there? Yes, it does. Okay. I don't know. I hope you can see that. Yeah, I think you can see that. So this is the Sailor Hokuro dip pen. I've heard people don't like it. I really like it because it comes with this. You can either buy or it comes with, depending on which one you get. It comes with this feed so that you don't have to actually you don't have to dip as often as you would a normal dip pen, because that's something that I really don't like about dip pens, is that I have to dip every like third letter, and that always annoys me. But the cool thing about this is that it all comes apart. I can never get this out. Okay, so um it comes apart like this, and the idea is that you store it like this so that you don't it clicks in. I'm not going to click it in so I can take it back out to show you. But yeah, the idea is that you store it like this so that the nib isn't damaged, and then you can travel with it, and I think that's so smart. Yeah, it's just a really good dip pen. This one is in a medium. I'm considering getting a fine because I've been writing with fines, but since I usually just use my dip nibs for swatching, I don't want to disturb the swatch books. The like formula I've got. This is a Tachikawa nib holder that I got in New York. I got it at, is it Kinokuniya? I think the store is Kinokuniya. I got it because I heard so many good things about this nib holder, and it's one of these, the circular ones, instead of the ones that have like the grippers, and I don't like the metal gripper ones. So this one works a lot better for me because the dip pens that I use are the actually I have this little leather pot like container that was given to me when I was really young from a friend. She got it in Sri Lanka when she went home to visit family. Um, and she brought this for me, which is really sweet. So I actually I have two of the Kakimori steel nibs. This one has washi on it because it's bent. I dropped it, and I don't know how it bent, but I dropped it and it got bent, and then it wasn't writing properly. So I had to buy a new one. I waited several months to buy a new one, and then I just went, yeah, no, I gotta, because it wasn't writing properly and it wouldn't swatch properly, and it was driving me up the wall. So yeah, this is how it works. You just pop it in there, and it's really great, and I love it so much because this is such a good size, and it's not one. I had a wood one before that was from like, it came with all of these sort of dip nibs that I've had since I was like really, really little. And the wood trim was coming off, or not the trim, like the coating was coming off the wood, so the ink would seep into the wood, and then I would try and swatch with it, and the ink that was previously in the wood would seep out. It was a mess. And so I got this plastic one from Tachikawa, and I really like it, and I like that it's blue and sparkly. So yeah, those are my dip pens, and I really like those. They're perfect for swatching, as well as, since I'm a little nervous about shimmers still, they're really good for using shimmer inks. I just used this one to write my anniversary card to my partner. I'm hoping our anniversary is next week. I hope it arrives in time because, if you don't know, my partner lives in California and I live in Canada. I live in Ontario, and yeah, I'm hoping it arrives in time. I used this to write with some pink shimmer ink, and the card soaked it all up. So now it was like a bright, beautiful pink that, like, they love pink. And so I was like, oh, yes, perfect for my wife. And then the the paper absorbed it and it turned to like a peach color, and I was like, well, that's not what I wanted. But it is what it is. Also, if they're watching this, you didn't hear any of this. Pretend you haven't, if you haven't read the card yet and it's not the 21st, you didn't hear any of this. I realize now I probably should have zoomed in for a whole bunch of these other things, but it is what it is. I'm putting these together because they're all like roll-on things. My beloved glue tape. This is the Tombow removable adhesive. Um, I love it so much. I The fact that it's removable is honestly, it's perfect. I did see that they were, at least at the Michaels I was at, they had marked these for liquidation, which is very scary because I love the removable kind because I'm very indecisive. But I don't know because I haven't seen anyone talk about it anywhere else. But yeah, this is the Tombow Mono removable adhesive. It is my favorite. I also like the one from Muji too, but it's really hard to find refills for. And that one's like a permanent adhesive, so I don't like it as much unless I'm being very determined about it. This one is perfect because it's removable, and like by removable, it just means like if you peel it back up, you can just rub the adhesive strip off and it will come off, and then you just have a piece of paper again or whatever you were adhering. And so I really like that. And then these are cream whiteouts. It is correction tape. This one is 2.5 millimeters and this one is 4 millimeters because this one is like the exact width of my handwriting. So it's perfect. And it's also good for like just like small smears and stuff. This one is for like bigger things that need to be corrected. And the reason it's in cream is because my planner is the Hobonichi Weeks, which uses cream paper. It also works in the Hobonichi 5-year. And it also really works, it works quite well on Midori cream paper as well. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about my planner next because that is a nice segue into there. Before I talk about my planner, I'm just going to talk about leather covers in general. A stationary favorite of mine is leather covers. I know leather is controversial, especially if you are someone who is vegan or vegetarian. I'm actually pescatarian, which it is what it is. I feel hypocritical about it often, but it's mostly because my stomach is bad at digesting things, as opposed to like, I do have like moral issues with like, I'm not going to get into it, but I do have like issues with like the way the meat industry works. Of course, I was forced to watch those documentaries when I was in grade 7, like a lot of people were. But yeah, I like leather products and I like how they age and they're often sustainable, not always. Whoa, I don't know what all that grease was. Um, but yeah, I love leather covers. This one houses my Hobonichi Weeks, my planner, which is my like my ride or die. And then this is one of my many leather covers. This is my Paper Republic. It's quite patinaed, as you can see. This is the A6 Le Portfolio. It's got quite a bit of dings on it, but I don't mind. I used to mind when I first got it, and then I was like, "Ugh." But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It has my sketchbook currently. I'm almost done, and then I'll show you guys. I need to do like a flip through because I promised I would. This notebook, which is for like when I'm out and about, and I want something to write in, and then my word search book, which I cut down to fit in the back pocket. I also have this pencil that I just got. It is a Traveler's Company pencil. I really like it. It's good for the word searches. I also just like that it's brass. I think it's really cute. I wanted to get one of the I used to have the fountain pen version of this. Then I sold it because I wasn't into fine nibs at the time. Um, I might have to repurchase it, but we'll see. But I just use it for my word search. I was using pens before, but yeah, I just like having a pencil in here, which I'll talk about in a minute because pencils are another recent favorite. But yeah, those are leather covers, and now I'll talk about my planner. So I don't know if I've talked a lot about my planner on here very much, and I don't really post about it on my Instagram as much anymore, but this is what sort of got me back into stationery because I started bullet journaling when I was 15, and then in 2021 I stopped bullet journaling. Like I was 15 in 2015, and then I stopped in 2021. So like almost 6 years, or like around 6 years. I was a bullet journaler, and I just used an A5 look term notebook, and I just drew everything out by hand. But then I was whoa. Sorry, my mom started using the coffee maker and it is so loud. Anyway, so I was a bullet journaler for like 6 years, and then it was like the middle of my university degree, and I was really tired, and also it was the middle of lockdown, and I was like just not feeling my planner anymore. Um, and I discovered the Hobonichi Weeks. This is not that one, of course. It was actually, I've talked about it before, but it was the Sean Tan cover, and I fell in love with it, and I got it for that year, and I used it all through 2021, and I've been using the Hobonichi Weeks ever since. Um, a few, like, actually last week, I started feeling a little uninspired with my Hobonichi Weeks, and I ended up doing surgery on it, and you can't really tell because I put washi on top, but I cut the cover off of this one because this Frog and Toad one was actually the cover I was using for my health log, and then I moved my health log into a pocket ring system, so this Frog and Toad cover wasn't being used. And did a fly just go by? Good gravy. Are we having fruit flies already? Oh man. Um, so I cut the spine, because the Hobonichi Weeks is actually only, I don't know if you can see that, it's only actually attached through the end pages. There, you can kind of see where it's taped. Um, but yeah, so the Hobonichi Weeks, the actual pages of the book are only attached by the end pages and the fly leaf. Um, the actual covers are not adhered, which is why it's okay for them to get so big and puffy. Um, but yeah, I chopped them off and I swapped the covers, and I'm very, very pleased with it. I really like how it turned out. This is my partner and I. This is also my partner and I. But yeah, this was my last week. I really like how it turned out. Um, I I like a lot of my pages. There's only a few that I've done where I didn't like it. I've been in this book since the first week of December. Yeah, I just been using it ever since, and I really love the Hobonichi Weeks, and I was feeling uninspired a little while ago, and I was considering maybe next year moving into uh, a traveler's company. You know how they have, it's basically, it's like, it's pretty much this, wait, where's a blank one? It's pretty much this same format where on one side it is the week and the other side is blank. But to be fair, I don't know if I need that much space. The only reason I'm really considering it is because like costs, because I have to get these from either this Prague and Toad one I had to get, well, I had to get all of them directly from Japan this year, because I tried to pre-order them through a local store, and they just never, they stopped updating me, and so I went and ordered it from Japan directly anyway. This Frog and Toad one I bought secondhand off of someone who had gotten it from Japan. So it cost me a lot of money. So I don't know if I need to be spending that anymore. I love it. I've been using it for like 6 years now. No, not 6 years. 2021 to 5 years. I love it so much. I love the green paper. I love how compact it is. I have a lot of leather covers for this size notebook. I just don't know if I can like budget it, which is really unfortunate, or justify I don't know if I can justify it in my budget. And that makes me really sad, but it is what it is. That doesn't matter. I got this leather cover from Lorite before he closed his shop, which is really sad. But I love this cover. It's so beautiful. I love all the textures in it. I love the striations you get over here. This cover I got in like 2022, so it's been through heck. But I love it. So my favorite gel pen is the Uni One. This is the Uni 1P actually in the rose gold finish, or not finish, the hardware. But the Uni 1 is my favorite gel refill. I just like how, because it's such a dark pigment, the line looks thicker, and I really love that because I used to be a 0.7 person, and now I use a 0.5. And this is the pen that I use in my planner every single day. I love it so much. And I have a whole bunch of these different Uni 1P bodies because a lot of people say that the this like chunky little body is harder to write with. I don't find that. I actually find it more comfortable because if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know I have a bunch of wrist issues. I have carpal tunnel. But yeah, the Uni 1P is my favorite, and I love it so much. It's so cute. I love it's so funny to me. It's like a chunky little guy like me. So I think it's so fun. And then I have the Uni ones in a whole bunch of different colors. These are the 3 colors that I use in my health vlog. This is Poppy Red. This is Nemophila Blue, and this is Avocado Green. And so I use the red to talk about like my pain, because I experience chronic pain. The blue is for any mental health symptoms, and the green is for any painkillers I take during the day. And then I actually use another. It's also in a Uni 1, but I use a different refill for it. I use one of the Sarasa vintage colors for the writing in that ring system. And that, yeah, those are the Uni 1P is 1P, and the ones are some of my favorite pens. Yeah, and then I only have a few things left, and then I will leave you. I forgot one thing when I was talking about the adhesive. This is a Tombow liquid glue pen, and so it's a pen, but there's glue in the refill for it, and it is refillable. But basically, if you have like areas of something that you need to glue down that are really, really fine, or you don't want to carry around a glue stick, this is glue in a pen. And I think that's so cool and very smart. And so I have this on me whenever I go out places for journaling reasons, because it's just very handy to have around if you don't want to bring a glue stick or a glue tape runner. Something I never thought I would get back into is wooden pencils. Um, I started taking another art class recently because I went to art school, and then I haven't been using pencils for a really long time. When I was in art school, I was using mechanical pencils because I would draw really fine details and really small drawings. I'm a big, I draw small. I don't like big art. Like, I like big art when other people make it. I don't like drawing big. I don't like making big art. I'm just not comfortable with it. But then I started taking an art class at a community center, or not a community center, like a creative center. It's just run by the city, and I started using my pencils because it said to bring, the materials list said to bring some pencils in varying hardnesses, and I had these 3 laying around because this is the Travelers Company Blackwing collab, and I have that Travelers Company notebook, and when I bought it secondhand, the person sent me 2 of the pencils, and I was like, awesome, wonderful. So this is one of the pencils, and it used to be, I don't have a pencil that is like, it used to be like this long, but I've used quite a bit of it. This is the natural, and this one I just bought from Wonder Pens. And then this one is the 200 edition, which was the coffee house edition. I have a box of these, and I really like them because I don't remember which hardness of lead, or not lead, of graphite it is, but I do like these, and I like that it's copper. I think it's really pretty. And so I've been using these 3 at my art class for sketching and for sketching. And then this one I don't remember the brand because it's called, I think it says Viarco, I can't remember the brand, but it is. I got this in the VIP goodie bag from the stationery show a few years ago, and or maybe it might have just been last year. But I got this and I use this just to take quick notes on my desk. Not on my physical desk, but at my desk, I meant. In one of my notebooks. I use this for quick notes, stuff like that. I could just like pull out one of my pens, but I've just been having this. I also use it to label swatches in my swatch books. But I really like it. I don't know I don't know anything about this pen. I should have looked it up. I love wooden pencils now, especially like it's silly. I know we talk about the smell of leather in this community a lot, but I also love the smell of wooden pencils. It's just so nostalgic for me. And yeah, obviously there are some pencils that smell better than others. Like I've heard what's that brand? I can't remember, but they have some pencils that are made of like cedar. Is it cedar? But they smell really good. And I'm like, oh man, I want to try one of those, but you can only get them in the States. So I'm like, I'm not going to worry about that because international shipping from the States is crazy right now. But yeah, these are my pencils that I've been using recently. And I have one last thing to tell you about, and then I will let you be. The last thing I'm going to talk about is notebook clips. And it makes sense to me that a lot of people don't understand what these are for. But if you've ever used a traveler's notebook system, or anything like an insert that has a staple bound or is like sewn at the seam and it opens like this, a lot of the times they won't lay flat. And it's just so much easier to have something to hold the pages down on one side. Let me find an example. Oh, I'll use this as an example. So for instance, when it's like this, it's just gonna flap closed. Or if you're trying to hold one thing, it flaps up like this. And so one of the easy ways I've found is that it holds one side. Or if you're in the middle of a book and it's flapping up on both sides, you can use one on each side. And I find that very helpful for me personally. It's also been very helpful when notebooks get really, really thick, to hold down the page you're working on. And if I have a pencil board behind the page, it makes it so my writing surface is more flat and I have the page held down to the pencil board so I can write flat as opposed to having to write over all of the ephemera I've stuck in there in the past. These two, so this one is a Penco clip. It is my most recent one. It is really, it's funny because it is basically just kind of like a glorified chip clip, but I just like the way they look and they are pretty decently strong and it has these serrated, I guess, not serrated, like it has a grip. But I haven't found that as long as I'm not like clamping it and pushing down on it, it hasn't dented any of my pages yet, which I was really impressed by because when I saw that it had these sort of pointed edges, my first concern was that it was going to dent my pages. And I am a little neurotic and I don't like that, which is why I like these two. But this one hasn't done that yet for me, which is a good sign. These two are hefty. They are both brass clips. This one is from the Travelers Company, and this is, I guess, the first place I saw these clips. And it makes sense because the Travelers Notebook system is the one that doesn't lay flat the most for me in experience. And so they sell these clips in a variety of designs, and I just have the normal one that just says Travelers Company. And then this one is designed by Nicole Josephine, who I've mentioned before. She's so lovely. We've gone to journal meetups together before, and she's just a really sweet person, and I really love her art. And so this is her design. It is a ginkgo leaf, some foliage, and an acorn, and it's just so beautiful. And I like that I have one that's like kind of like a brand that I enjoy, and one that is an artist I enjoy. Yeah. So those are my clip. One last thing, my sticker tweezers. I love them so much. Okay, that's it. Bye bye. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this fun little video, and thank you so much for helping me get to 500 subscribers. I really appreciate you all being here. If you have subscribed in the past, thank you so much. No pressure to subscribe right now, or you can unsubscribe if you feel the need to. I just really appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any stationery favorites, old or new, please tell me about them. I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching again, and I hope you have a good rest of your day and week. Take care. Bye-bye.